Geographic location is a country of Oceania located in the southwest of the Pacific Ocean and formed by two large islands, the North Island and the South Island, along with many other smaller islands. The capital of New Zealand is the city of Wellington, located on the island north. Population. It is inhabited by people mostly of European descent, Maori Indians and the largest minority Asians and Polynesians, are also significant minorities, especially in urban areas. Although it's a three-official language, the most spoken is English. Now, New Zealand has about 4,600,000 inhabitants. Political organization. Isabel II, as Queen of New Zealand, is a head of the state of the country and is represented by of Governor General. The executive power is exercised by the Cabinet and Fish Minister. Weather. New Zealand has a temperate climate with a high frequency of rain and a lot of sunny weather. January and February are the hottest months, while July is the coldest month of the year. During the summer, the maximum temperature changes between 20 and 30 degrees centigrade, and in the winter, the minimum temperature changes between 10 and 15 degrees centigrade. The temperature on the South Island is lower than on the North Island. Flora and fauna. The flora of New Zealand is tropical, characterized by ferns. The national tree is the one of them. The fauna is characterized by many species of non-flying birds. The best known is the kiwi, which is the national bird.
Typical food. New Zealand, being a country made up of islands, offers a wide range of fish and seafood, all of great quality, which decisively influence their culinary tradition, which doesn't mean that there are no dishes on their tables. Meat, such as lamb or pork. Hangi. It's a typical dish of Maori culture. It consists of pudding, meat, or fish accompanied habitually of kumara, sweet potato, in basket and cooking them under the air, taking advantage of steam currents that arise from the interior. The hangi is also made by boiling a kind of artisanal oven. It is boiled by digging a hole in the ground where rocks are introduced as hot as possible. Food is placed on top and everything is covered with earth so that heat doesn't no escape. After 6 hours, more or less, the earth is cleaned and the food is served. Lamb. Lamb is one of the most popular traditional foods in New Zealand. Almost always cooked in the oven along with potatoes and squash, a kind of pumpkin. This dish is traditionally eaten on Sundays and especially in the winter season. Pavlova. It's a type of meringue topped with the tipped cream and with fresh fruits, like strawberries and kiwis on top. Typical clothes. The typical dress of New Zealand is composite, in the case of the woman, a braided skirt that can include several designs that represent the Maori. Women also wear a top that is decorated at its ends with predominant colors such as red, blue, white, and touches of green. This one has braces that accompany and hold very well. For men, a raided short bermuda is used, following the reference to the Maori people. These use a band that crosses the upper part of the body, accompanied by many colored but determined by the same woman in the case of the decoration of the top. Both sexes, both men and women, were helped in their head keeping the same designs or the clothes. Typical dance. The haka is a type of ancient Maori war dance that was traditionally used on the battlefield and when groups gathered in peace. The haka is a fierce demonstration of the pride, strength, and unity of the tribe.
Famous people. Lorde. She is a singer, composer, and producer with only 21 years old. She was the youngest artist to win a Grammy. The first single of the EP, Royals, reached the number one in New Zealand, and time after it entered the first 10 in more than 20 countries. Russell Crowe. He is an actor, director, film producer, and musician. He caught the spotlight for his role in the movie Gladiator, for which he won an Oscar for Best Actor. Also by representing the mathematician John Forbes Nash in the biographical film A Beautiful Mind, brought him numerous awards. Ernest Rutherford. He was a physicist and chemist who was devoted to the study of radioactive particles and managed to classify them in alpha, beta, and gamma. He found that radioactivity was accompanied by a disintegration of the elements, which earned him to win the Nobel Prize of Chemistry in 1908. It owes it an atomic model with which it tested the existence of the atomic nucleus. Sports. Sports have been developed mainly by the influence of the United Kingdom. The most popular sports are rugby, cricket, netball, football, horse racing, and track cycling. The netball is a famous sport with a game structure related to basketball, with two baskets hanging from a pole on the ends. There are 7 players that can only move in certain areas and can be moved with the ball in the hands. The fence will be the one that should dunk. Main place to visit. The Blue Pool Track is an interesting place to meet on a reef on the west coast of New Zealand. In the midst of the native beech forest, the Makaroa River surprises by its transparent waters, crossing a rocky bed that after thousands of years of erosion gives rise to a series of pools and puddles in turquoise.